I can't even pronounce that word. A common reciprocal. No. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lua. This is a video that I have promised to do. It's some top tips that helps me to stay organized like a mom or a parent. I'm not going to come and say that I'm the most organized parent, no, but I try and I learn every day on how to be a much more organized mom or a parent, and these top tips have really helped me. If you think that this will be helpful to you day to day, keep watching. And if topics like this will interest you, consider subscribing to my channel for similar content. My name is Lua and I'm a health, family and lifestyle blogger.
So fresh, so new.
Freedom!
It's all for you.
All for you. Freedom!
Keep your ear to the ground.
Talking about the freedom!
It's the best show in town.
Now let's talk about my first tip to stay on top of things. Is a lot of people talk about online shopping. I'll have to disagree there, because I take shopping not only as a way to keep my steps in, because it does help with that, but I take shopping as time for myself, and I just plan around the kids. The way I do this is I reserve my shopping for when they're in bed. I know that sounds really a bit like very planned, and it's not always possible. If you are as thorough as myself, you will do that. What I do is I tend to go shopping early on a Saturday morning. You might want to have a lie-in and you want to do it online, that's fine. But the reason why it's important to do it when they're in bed for me is because, one, going to the shop in person, you see more deals, and I put my steps in. So I get my steps in by going to the shop, and I get accustomed to the shops that I go to, because I don't shop from one place. So like most of us, you might go to certain shops for certain things and other shops for others, and that's why I reserve 2 hours a week for shopping. I leave the house about 7:30 and the shops have just been stocked, so you tend to have everything you want on the aisles, and it's a lot more quiet. You know, you can get what you want and go back home. And the way that I make sure that I get everything for those 2 hours is I have a bit of a pin board in my kitchen. I have a section for when I run out of stock in the kitchen. I just add it to the shopping side of the board, and I make sure that I take a picture before I step out in the morning, and other times that I think of anything that we need out of the kitchen, like if I'm in the bedroom or I just think about something I might need for the kids, I put that on my phone. So I have a collated list, one on my notes on my phone and the other a picture, and I just update it every week. So that a lot of you think, why don't you go to shopping with the kids? You know how difficult it is to concentrate when you have kids all over the place when you go shopping. One, they pick everything in the shops and they want. So it doesn't mean that we don't go shopping sometimes. I need to say that every now and then, like on a Sunday, if we need some 1 or 2 items that we might have run out maybe on a Saturday, we will go to the shop. But that's a quick shop. It's not the bulk shopping that I'll need to get to cook. And although we do this big shop once a week, like on a Saturday, and my husband tends to nip out on myself, maybe for milk or bread. I might take the kids then, just for fresh air and just to get accustomed to helping mommy shop. So like my little girl, it helps us bond a little bit. If you don't have the luxury of having a partner in who can look after the kids when you go shopping, then you might consider doing online shopping. But do this smart, because every shop has got deals certain times, and if you go to the shops yourself, you tend to take advantage of these deals. Second tip of being generally organized with the kids and activities is I have a pin board, as you can see. So what this does is plan for what to eat on each day, and I make sure that I get the kids totally involved with planning meals. On a Friday night, against Saturday shopping, so I get them to say what they want to eat for the week, and we write it on our board Monday to Sunday, and I make sure that if I don't have the supplies needed, I buy them. On this same pin board in the kitchen, I make notes of if the kids have like a birthday, it's on the note section. I just add it daily when I get a text or I get an invite from the school. And this board is everything for us. The kids can have access to it so they can, write, do you a lot of good and get you more organized. And on this pin board as well, I have like a behavioral chat for my little girl. So when she's good, I add that there. So it's basically where our life rotates in the house. I'm talking about like invitations for birthdays. I stick them there. And I always have cards at home and I put money in them or gift cards because I tend to forget to buy presents. So when there's like a birthday, I have unisex basic cards. I just put the money and I give it as required. That's another tip that keeps me organized and on top of things. My third tip is I don't go to bed in a disorganized home, especially my kitchen, because I spend a lot of time as a mother in the kitchen. My life is centered around the kitchen area because it's where I do my washing for the clothes. This is where I cook. This is where the kids eat. This is the breakout area of the home. So before I go to bed, my rule, and I've had this rule for a few years now, is I make sure I clear my kitchen before I go to bed. I make sure the sink is clear and I can think clearly. If I've got clothes that I had washed during the day and I've not had time to dry, the night time is the good time when the kids are in bed to do that. And I'll show you in another video my nighttime routine I'm working on, because if you're close to me, you know that I have 3 older kids and a little girl who is just on her own. But recently, I have been working really hard with professionals and just experience to get her into a better routine, so that she goes to bed like her other siblings and I have some time to myself and my husband to unwind, without having to have her up till silly o'clock 11. So I'll do a nighttime routine and that will show you what I do at night when they go to bed. So hopefully I'll get that in a few weeks out to you guys. 4th tip is I have a folder. This folder, oh God, it's like God sent. I have a folder for each of my kids. So again, if you're new to my channel, I have 4 kids. My first boy is 13 and he doesn't leave at home during the week. So I have like a folder for the middle 2 who are in school and who have a lot of activities, things like invitations, forest school, birthdays, PE, football, all sorts. You can imagine managing them all and not getting to school with the wrong uniform when there's meant to be letters responded to. So this I have to give credit to my husband. He got a folder because we just struggled with papers everywhere. He got a folder for each child and just punched holes, like I'll show you now. And that has really helped me organize myself better, because once they come back from school, I just check if they have any things in their bags every night. And if it's one that needs to be actioned, I'll sign, and my husband will sign. And if it's something that we need to remind ourselves about, we put that to the board in the kitchen, and we can, check that every morning the kids check the board. And if it's like a non-uniform day, like we had a few days ago, the board tells them. So that has helped a lot. Homework is another big one, because they'll have time to do homework, but they just tend to read or do the maths or whatever. But having this folder, you can see when they do, you can tick it off and file. When they have like start of the week, when they have they've been good at school, I have that file and you can keep it for keepsake. Every year we're going to keep a new folder and write the year, and just keep, when they grow older, it'll be nice to look at when they were naughty, when they did well in the homework. It's just really a good way to keep on top of things, and it's an old-fashioned way to keep paperwork and make sure that you monitor it that way. That is a good tip. And these files are very cheap. You can get them for £1, less than £1. You just get a puncher and they can help to keep themselves organized. So that's my 4th tip. My 5th tip is the night before, I talked about keeping a tidy house. I also make sure that I get all the clothes and the uniforms organized. I know that the kids can, like my first girl, she's 9 and she's quite independent, she and her brother. So although I make sure that the uniforms are ironed and kept, I do that not only for school, not only for the school uniforms. That's whenever we're going out anywhere. Even when we're going out to a party at night and I'm thinking, we have an activity tomorrow, what am I going to wear? Because I know what it means to have multiple kids, different ages, and to stay on top of things and not to be late. So and the little girl, when she goes to nursery, I just place all the clothes the night before, to the point that I put the jacket, as you can see. I check that the shoes, because in the morning it's really so chaotic that there's no time to start looking for where the shoes are, the clean. So I take it like a duty. It makes me sleep better, and it'll take me 10 minutes in the night when there's not much chaos, when they're all in bed. And I can check that, you know, the uniforms are not only washed and ironed, they're placed in a particular way. And the school shoes are wiped, because it gets so muddy and it's embarrassing in the morning. You see your kids shoe thinking, how did they leave the house like that? And the bags for school, I make sure it's emptied and placed. And another tip is, if they have school lunches, I make sure that I wash, or my husband, we wash the packed lunches and the bags, and I just place it in the kitchen, so that in the morning it's easy. Because, and again, I'll do a morning routine. It's mental, especially when the little girl goes to nursery. So planning everything and making sure that we can go out in the morning, clean clothes, you know, clean shoes, and lunch ready. That's my other tip. My 6th tip is I batch cook, like I'm sure a lot of us do. Batch cooking is amazing. Even if it's for yourself, if you're trying to get into a healthier lifestyle. I've just pinned up an example of a batch cook for me on a Saturday morning, typically, while the kids again are still in bed, get it out of the way. I do exactly the same thing for their meals. So I like to get them involved with what they eat, so they know what they want, especially the 2 middle kids. We plan together on a Friday, and when I go shopping on a Saturday morning, I make sure that I buy what I need if I've not got it at home already, and I cook on a Sunday early in the morning. I do mine on Saturday sometimes, or on a Sunday I do both, depending on how big your kitchen is. But you can, you know, you can cook smart, in the sense that you make the same base and you just change the toppings. So if it's like you boil your meat, and you can have like your main meal, your stew, your hot pot, your okra, your whatever. So it's easier to batch cook. It makes life a lot easier. During the week, all I do is just remove it, and I write, you know, the day of the week, and they can eat. That is, again, I don't know how you guys manage to cook every day during the week, if you cook meals from scratch like we do culturally. So I've learned to batch cook for the kids. That's my other tip. My next tip is, you've got a partner or a wife or a husband, don't feel bad asking for help. For me, I don't. We have tasks, and we divide them according to strength. So I'm not a morning person at all. So at night I'm buzzing. I do everything before I go to bed. I can sleep late and I sleep longer in the morning. My husband, he's more of an early bird, so he makes that breakfast. So what you need to do is try to apportion jobs. The days that I get up in the morning to do my morning exercise, I don't really count that as part of my routine in the morning with the kids. That's the thing that you need to always ask for help. And I'll go further to say, I get the kids as well. Now that they're grown up, get your kids to help. It'll help them to get organized and be more responsible. Even my little girl, who is 2, when it's time to go to bed, I get her to tidy up. She's learned how to tidy up. She puts things in the bin. She watches you, and that's how you learn to get organized. And like my big boy, when he's at home, he does the vacuuming. Everybody, they do the dishes. That just helps, because for me, I don't want to keep on emphasizing how busy I am, but I am busy. So sometimes I'm sat down and I'm cooking, and I have my phone on because I'm doing some research on a video I have to do, or I'm working with my laptop on my work phone, which is my day job, or I'm talking to a client. So I can't do everything at the same time. So I don't feel bad asking for help, especially my husband, who he gives the baby a bath, and I can make sure that the kids are okay. So get everybody involved. Don't Do everything by yourself. Learn to ask when you need help. Don't die in silence. My 8th tip is, because we have to be in sync with each other, we share our calendars on our phones, so we have like a common I can't even pronounce that word. A common a common place where we dump activities. So because we have Tristan, who alone needs a PA, because every week his schedule sometimes changes. He has to play away. Today he's in Birmingham, tomorrow he's in London, and either we watch or we drop him off, pick him up. He has a match when he doesn't have a match. So we have a family WhatsApp group, and we can, when it's anything, we just share it there, me and my husband and Tristan, because he's got access to that. And the other kids can chip in weekends when they remember something like a picture or something to go shopping. That helps. Guys should get like a family thing going so that you can share stuff, and that makes the organization a lot easier. And my last tip is, it's not really a tip, it's just an advice. Do not procrastinate when you see something to be done, because you'll forget. And make sure that you look after yourself as well, because a happy mom makes a happy home. Sometimes just zone out. There's some Sundays that I order takeaway for the kids. I get the McDonald's and I say to my husband, help yourself, we go Chinese or whatever, because I need to have time that I can relax. If it's a glass you want to have of whatever you fancy, bubbling wine, tea, coffee, champagne, have it and be happy. Because a happy mom makes a happy home. So think about yourself, look after yourself, pamper yourself, and don't only think about, being a mother. Sometimes be a girl, be a lady, and look after yourself. Well, I hope you found this video helpful. And if there's anything else you want me to share, just feel free to put that in the comment section. As I said, I'm going to do a morning and night routine one of these days when I have the time to. And if you're new to the channel and you've not subscribed, consider subscribing, like and share. Thank you for watching, and look after yourself.